So JAAN is a household name that barely needs any introduction among the discerning diners. However, how would you describe the restaurant to first-timers?
It's quite an impressive location, I'd say. People are always a little bit skeptical about the quality and the experience they might receive. And the second they arrive onto level 70 of this hotel and walk into the JAAN area, I think they're always a little bit in awe. I'm breathtaken by the elegance of the room, the location, the design. Obviously the view is incredible, and that just continues on into the experience of the dining and the service and nice wine and champagne. And it's really all in all, it's a very special experience to join us.
And you've been with JAAN for over than a decade. Like what's your secret in keeping things fresh and relevant?
I believe the key to keeping things relevant is having interest. I'm generally always here. I really have a close relationship with my team and with the customers, and I have a lot of interest in what I do. I really serve food that I like to enjoy, and I like to reinvent dishes and find a solution to this interesting direction that we've put ourselves into modern British, and try and put a good stamp on that label that I've created and make a special format of culinary design for myself, for my employees, and for all the customers that join us.
Nice. Okay, this question is actually an additional question that I just thought of. Feel free to answer or not. And if you want to do a reshoot, just let me know.
Right.
But I was wondering, for writers, there's a writer block. There's sometimes when you just can't think of anything to write, just block. But for chef, I wonder if you have those moments too.
It's a good question. And the time I get writer's block is when I try to think too hard. If I really sit myself down at a desk with a paper and a couple of books and concentrate really hard on thinking of ideas,
right,
that's the time when I get blocked and I lose interest and focus and do other things. When I'm most creative and productive is when I'm in the kitchen with a scrap of paper and a pencil behind my ear, writing random notes, playing with food, tasting ingredients, seasoning, adjusting. And that's where really I blossom, and some of the best dishes and best recipes have come from those moments. In the middle of service, in times when we're a bit busy and frantic, and that's where the magic happens, when you're under a bit of pressure.
Okay, so you cannot force it. You cannot force creativity.
I
right?
can't force it.
No,
You got to find it somewhere else. Yeah.
Right, okay. And your career has taken you practically around the world. What made you set your tent in Singapore?
Singapore, I came upon by chance. I was invited by a good friend of mine, Julian Royer.
Right.
And I planned to do my contract, which was a couple of years, 2 years here, and then see what's next. Obviously, I fell in love with the country and the people and the place, and the friends I once met have turned into family, and the people around me are very, very close. And to redesign this concept of modern British here in Singapore, on the other side of the world, and to be heavily appreciated by all our local wonderful clients and friends and guests that come into the restaurant, it's been a beautiful place to be for me, and a beautiful experience and journey. It has been a long time that I've been here, but I really feel that we've made a difference, made an impact, and it's been very successful so far.
So can you call it home now?
I do call Singapore home. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here and very happy to set my roots in this place.
Nice. Okay. And you're known for reinventing British cuisine. What do you think is the biggest misconception about British cuisine, and how do you set the record straight?
Unfortunately, people have their own opinions about British cuisine, as it's been for the last 50 or 100 years around the world. And realistically, those times are in the past. If you go to any modern gastropub or casual restaurant in the UK, all of those chefs are sourcing ingredients within a 5 or 10 mile radius from local farms, fish from the rivers, dairy from the farm down the road. It's very unique, very farm to table orientated, and all the chefs are trained and really delivering amazing food. So that reputation, unfortunately, is the tail end of the last 50 years. But the truth is, those times are behind us, and British food in general has really evolved to such an amazing level. London, nobody can deny, is one of the hottest culinary scenes in the world right now, and that has been there for a while. So I really think that misconception people have is in the past, and where we're coming through to the future is a very exciting journey for everybody involved.